Young and Restless early spoilers August 17th to 21st. Sharon saves the day as Billy spirals out. Young and the Restless early weekly spoilers for the week starting August 17th excite with Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, riding to the rescue as Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, circles the drain and does something horrible. Plus, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, is doing what he always does, gets fixated and stresses everybody out. He is about to unravel spectacularly. Also, the week of August 17th through the 21st, we've got Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victor Newman, Eric Braden, back from Italy. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, is getting flirty. There's big changes at Winters, and lots more. And as we always do on Early Edition Day, we're going to go over what's happening the rest of this week, and then we get into what is coming next week. So let's jump right in. Young and the Restless spoilers. Kane tells Jack about Billy. On Wednesday, August 12th on Young and the Restless, Devin Hamilton, Brighton James, promises Abby Newman, Melissa Ordway, that things are going to be good from now on and that she'll never lose him. And Devin is really energized by his new plan to start this liberal arts college. Meanwhile, Abby is excited to see Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters. They come into society and she insists she treat them. She's asking how it's going. Jack says his recovery is going well. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, also chats them up and reveals that he hired Billy. Turns out Diane knew, but she didn't tell Jack, and he's upset that this was kept from him. But then Kane says Billy is fixated on a wild goose chase at Chancellor and warns Jack that if Billy doesn't stop, Kane may have to fire Billy right after he started. So, Diane thinks Billy's fixated again, and it's like a drug. And Jack tells Diane that Nick's out of rehab, but missing. And Diane asked if he heard that from Nikki. Jack says yes, because she asked him to be Nick's sponsor. Now, Diane's not happy that Jack's so close to Nikki again. But Jack insists she and Victor are reunited. They're off traveling, and Diane's his best friend. So, she thinks Nikki's crazy to take Victor back. And they are hoping the best for Nick. YNR spoilers. Lily supports the men in her life. Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, tells Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, he's looking at a new procedure that might restore his hand. That way he can be a surgeon again. Nate worries about ditching her at Winters with Devin also leaving, but Lily says, "No, you go do that or I'll fire you." And she says she can run Winters, and Kane can keep running Chancellor for her. Devin comes to see Nate over at his place, and he fills Devin in on the chance that he may get to be a surgeon again. And Devin has lots of regrets, because he's the reason Nate ended his medical career. He ended it for him, basically. Devin and Nate encourage each other. They hug it out. It's all bygones. And then Nate says that Lily's fine with it, so he's going for it. Meanwhile, Lily fills in Kane on Devin, leaving Winters and Nate trying to go back to being a surgeon. Kane wants to know if she wants Chancellor back, and Lily's impressed he offered. But she wants to run Winters herself and leave Chancellor in Kane's capable hands. Young and Restless. Addiction, obsession, and family crisis with Marie Kirkland, Jade Harlow, in his ratty motel room while they are both high. And Nick's ready to walk out. He writes Marie a note about, "I hope you get the help you need." Something like that. But then he notices she's not moving. She is overdosed. So Nick does CPR and she wakes up. Marie begs Nick not to do it, but he calls 911, does it anyway. Paramedics show up and they take Marie away. And then Nick's lying in bed alone crying. He just feels so gross. And he finally calls Sharon and tells her that he's doing really badly. And then Nick asks Sharon to please come get him. Thursday, August 13th on Young and the Restless. Kyle and Jack hear a secret from Billy. He may be telling them about Jill's secret that he's chasing and what he's digging into at Chancellor. Then again, Billy might blab about Newman Media and Adam going behind Victor's back. And we may see Jack asking Billy questions based on what Kane had told him. Nikki and Victor are traveling in Italy, but it looks like they abruptly end their trip. And Nikki and Victor are home early this week, And it's about their son because the two of them are discussing how worried they are about Nick. The good news is that Sharon's on the way to get him, and it looks like Nick may be back in rehab by the end of the week. That sex and drug bender might have scared him straight. I'm curious to see if he tells Sharon that he had sex with some random drug-a-woman. YNR spoilers, Billy's unraveling. Then on Friday, August 14th, on Young and the Restless, Billy makes things difficult for Lily and Kane. And of course, Billy's coming between them. And I'm guessing it's about his fixation on this Jill secret and digging into Chancellor's archives. Kane might be seeing that Lily was right, and he never should have hired Billy. Remember, Lily didn't even want Kane to make him the offer. Now, there's already issues with Billy, and that's why Kane told Jack he might have to fire him. And that's right after he started at Chancellor. And if Kane lets Billy go abruptly, that'll probably send him off the deep end. This week, we've got Sharon over at the new ranch. She's talking to Nikki and Victoria. So, I suspect Sharon is telling them that Nick reached out to her and asked for help, and she took him back to rehab because he relapsed and hit rock bottom at last. Nikki is hiding her true feelings, trying to keep up a brave front. Of course, she is worried sick about Nick. And terribly, Nikki still blames herself for Nick's addiction simply because Nikki's got the addiction gene, and she feels like she passed all these problems on to Nick and that she set a bad example. But it's not Nikki's fault that Nick's an addict. Young and Restless spoilers. Adam and Chelsea talk things out. Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, rehash the past. And I think this is all back to them struggling with all the Newman drama. And of course, both Adam and Chelsea are really worried about Nick and also about where they go from here because both of them are really annoyed with Victor, and Chelsea and Adam are tired of being under his thumb. If Victor comes back from Italy and goes in hot against Adam, this might be a breaking point for him and Chelsea. Also, I'm curious to see if Victor returns still intent on the vendetta and going after Billy, which means going after Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. So maybe there's a miracle. Maybe Nick hitting rock bottom will make Victor finally stop what he's doing and change his ways. But I won't hold my breath. Then, the week of August 17th through the 21st on The Young and the Restless, we may be seeing more of Marie because Jade Harlow was cast in a recurring role and she's had like 2, maybe 3 episodes at this point. So, I do suspect we might see her at rehab with Nick. And if so, Sharon may be stunned to see this woman in Nick's life. And of course, Marie's married, but her marriage is fractured and she just cheated with Nick. So we'll see. Young and the Restless spoilers. Danny romances Christine. Danny Romalotti, Michael Damson, surprises Christine Williams, Laura Lee Bell, with a new love song very soon, and we're going to be seeing more of them at the Shadow Room. Billy is playing with fire, and he's making terrible decisions. And at this point, he's so close to losing Sally, which means he won't be there for their baby. And I don't know what's going to stop Billy. He's as bad as Victor in his own way. Lily and Kane keep moving forward with their renewed relationship. And hopefully Billy doesn't make things worse for them. Chelsea and Adam are stressing over both Sally and Nick. They're worried about them both. And Victor is making things hard on Chelsea and Adam. So, we may see them making a big decision soon to just break away from all the drama that comes with being around Victor. And we may see Victoria and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, sparking. And we may get a kiss the week of August 17th through the 21st after the almost kiss we got with Victoria and Kyle. This week, Matt and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, keep getting deeper involved. Everybody hates it, and she's going to be parading Matt around at this Shadow Room soon. And I expect Christine and Danny to be completely horrified. Also, expect more with Mariah soon.